Hey guys, Mike here. Today we got to look at the new AirPlay feature in iOS 5. This is going to be pretty cool. Basically, you can connect to iOS 5 wirelessly from an iPad here, for an example. I did something similar with this when the iPad 2 came out. It has video mirroring out, and the new HDMI connector came out. So what I got here is an iPad 2, and then here is an Apple TV on a display here. Well, now it looks like we're going to be able to do all that, but wirelessly. So wireless AirPlay. This looks pretty cool stuff. So let's take a look at it. All you have to do, double click it and then pull over to the side dock here, and then select the AirPlay button, tell it to go to the Apple TV, and then turn on video mirroring, and that's it. We're up and running. Now we got the iPad mirrored up on the Apple TV here display with no wires. Pretty cool thing, right? So here's Real Racing HD. This is what I used as my demonstration before. There we go. Looks like we got a little graphical element that didn't come up before during some of the transitions. Okay, so let's do a quick race here just to get going, just to give you an idea how this looks with a video game. So once again, if you haven't seen this, the display, the game display is up here, and then I use the iPad as a secondary display. So I got my map, kind of a little heads-up display. So yeah, here we go. We're driving. So it's not perfect. I think it's definitely a little bit better with the HDMI display. It stutters once in a while where it kind of loses its place a little bit, got a little bit of a lag, and the responsiveness is just slightly behind. But overall, this is pretty cool. And, if this can be improved at all, could be a really just an absolute killer application. Nintendo just recently announced a similar kind of touchscreen controller for the new Wii. Works same way wirelessly, but to me, this just blows that right out of the water. This is some pretty cool stuff. Now, one thing to note is there's no audio, so this might have to be a tweak inside the game. We had audio that showed up here on the display over Apple TV with the video, so that seemed to be covered. So these game developers may have to just make a few tweaks just to make it all work. Actually, before I get into X-Plane, let me just show you real quick here. Open up the settings. This is how I was gauging the lag here a little bit. Just open up the settings panel here, and as I'm kind of doing the momentum scroll here, get an idea. Just a slight lag, which is pretty good over Wi-Fi, all right? So let's go back and check out this X-Plane. This is a pretty cool game, and it's real 3D intensive, so there's a lot of graphics going on here. So what we'll do is we'll get on the outside of the plane here, give it an idea here what we look like. All right, so go ahead, give it throttle. And we'll take the brake off. So this is a flight simulator game, if you don't know anything about this, and I'm using the iPad as the yoke, basically. And so we'll go ahead, we'll take off, bring up the gear. It's a pretty steep climb. So this seems to work pretty well, but you can see there's lots of 3D, and it kind of stutters a little bit. Sometimes it gets a little too much for it to kind of really handle, especially like all those complex clouds up there, and then the ground. When I come back down to the ground, it seems to get a little stuttery. So you can see it's not as good as you'd hope it would be. Definitely not as good as a cable would. But this is really stressing the whole system here. You're sending probably a lot of data wirelessly. So, there you go, guys. A look at the new wireless AirPlay feature with video mirroring from the iPad. Very cool stuff. This is going to be a cool feature with iOS 5. So once again, guys, some wireless AirPlay mirroring from the iPad. All right, guys, this is Mike from Insanely Great Mac. Thanks for watching.